everyone, this is Financial Literacy 101, and today we'll be talking about GameStop. Now, right before I want to get started here, I want to talk about how GameStop is blowing up right before my very eyes, okay? I want to get right into it. I don't want to waste any time. GameStop is exploding. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to jump on this ride, and I'm going to invest all of what I have right here, right here to jump on some of these earnings. I'm jumping on it very, very quickly. Now, GameStop is up $38 already. Now, there's some shaky ground in GameStop because last week, a lot of investors have been trying to short GameStop, and it has not worked. As a matter of fact, GameStop is rallying. Just for today, if you look at the timeline here, GameStop was at $98 pre-market, okay? It dropped down to $97 and it dropped all the way down to $87, okay? And as we can tell, the timeline goes, GameStop has been just rocketing out of the gate. So now they're up to $103. Now let's look at my profit. So far I'm down $2, I'm down $4. That's because GameStop, again, is going up and down. And it's basically because a lot of investors are shortening the stock. I forgot the guy's name. I think his name is Brian Shannon. That is the guy's name, Brian Shannon. He was trying to warn that short sellers against trying to go against a stock like GameStop. Now, GameStop have been having some sort of troubles because they have been closing a lot of stores since 2019. And a lot of their competitors, ladies and gentlemen, are people like Best Buy, Sony, Nintendo, to name a few, okay? So by any means, let's get into it. Again, I told you I just invested $600 in GameStop. I am now up $21 at 3%, and GameStop is just going crazy right now. I don't know what's going on with GameStop. I'm going to watch this stock for the rest of the day because in my personal recommendation, I really don't recommend GameStop for the long term based upon their revenue, okay, based on their revenue and their profit. And we're going to get into that. But right now, I invested, okay? I call it riding the wave. I'm riding the wave. So far, I've made $34, $35 in a couple of minutes. You saw it right here live where I did this, okay? But nonetheless, let's get into it, okay? So over the past 5 years, GameStop has been up 323%. The last year, 2,400%. So they're doing really good in the past year, believe it or not. The last 3 months, 633%. The past month, 400%. The last week, 164%. The last day, they're up 68%. This is crazy. Whoever bought an option in GameStop is killing it right now. And if you notice, I didn't want to wait to buy an option. I just went in and bought the stock, and it's just blowing up. Like right now, this has to be the hottest stock right now, okay? So hopefully you guys are listening. Hopefully you guys are watching, and you guys are thinking about investing in GameStop. For you guys who are unfamiliar with GameStop, GameStop engages in the retail of multi-channel video game, consumer electronics, and wireless services. It operates through the following segments: the U.S., Canada, Australia, and Europe. The United States segment includes the retail operations and electronic commerce websites, GameStop.com and ThinkGeek.com. Game Informer magazine and conglomerate, the Canadian segment comprises of retail and e-commerce business. The Australian segment refers to the retail and e-commerce operations in Australia and New Zealand. The Europe segment pertains to the retail and e-commerce operations in the European countries. The company was founded by Daniel A. D'Amato in June 2000. And this is actually close to me. The headquarters of GameStop is in Grapevine, Texas. Okay, Grapevine, Texas. Now, let's see here. Look at the dividends. You almost get 10% dividends with GameStop. Now, I don't know if this is what hurting their stock long-term projection-wise, but right now they're doing, primarily good. And what I'm talking about is when you start to close down stores, that is a large indicator that you're not growing, you're recessing. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you can't make any money. As a company, you may be stretched too thin. So what they started to do is to start closing stores, letting go employees to reclaim some of that cash that they could have been, innovating their business with. And I understand that, but nonetheless, it's just a tall tale sign of a business not doing as good as they thought they were going to be doing. Okay, this is one of the most 100 popular stocks, of course, Texas. Let's see here. Anything else? They said that these are the ones that are moving today. Now, buy 11%, hold 56%, and then sell 33%. Now, we know anytime sale is over 25%, I really don't like to recommend a stock. It's been very few times where I have recommended a stock that the sale was over 25% here on Robinhood. All right, we look at the quarterly earnings. We're going to breeze past that. We notice I just bought 5.8 shares of it. Okay, people in this space, BlackBerry, I'm just going to call it Powell Technologies, iShares, and Corsair Gaming. Now, I'm going to go back up. Now, I want to look at my profit. Okay, right now, I'm up $52, and it's still climbing. GameStop is exploding. So far, they're up $48, and that's why I invested. Because, again, this is my, the way I look at it, I'm riding the wave, okay? I don't think they're going to keep performing this well throughout the entire day. I think, of course, they're going to skyrocket, and then they're going to cool off. And they may come back just a little bit, but I don't think they're going to explode out the gate. I don't think it's going to reach $100 for today, okay? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, okay? Let's move on. So to kind of get a brief performance history, if you look to the right here, the 5-day, they've been up 215% the last month, 434%. The past 3 months, there has been, 733%. And then year to date, I'm going to skip the year to date, 495%. So again, there's money to be made with GameStop. But again, one of the key indicators I want to point out is that they are closing a lot of their shops. This could be a big business move for them to actually continue to do well in the stock market nonetheless. Because there are certain strategies that CEO and board of directors and investors of large companies, what they do, they'll start to slowly close down stores and simultaneously make their stock more profitable. And then at the end of the day, they'll still close down the entire company, but they will make away like a fat rat because they made the stock go up exponentially. And as you can tell, again, it's up 73% today. This stock is up 73% again, and we're talking about GameStop, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let me go back. Now, here's another indicator that are not doing so well. Their EPS is a negative. Anytime you see an EPS being a negative, that's a tall tale sign that they really don't have enough money to pay people the dividends, okay, earnings per share, the dividends that they have in their stock, because their dividend rate is 9.9%, roughly 10%, but you're only getting 38% per share. Per stock of GameStop, you only get 38%. But again, this is a key indicator, once again, that this is a stock, in my opinion, that's heavily in debt. And they're not, they may be having high revenue, but they have really no profit. And no matter your revenue, if you're not making money. Analyst rating, here on Market Watch is saying hold. I don't agree. I'm just going to say with me, ride the wave. Ride the wave. Right now, they already recessed. Look at this. They're already cooling off. You see the downtrend right here? Can anyone see that? Let me blow it up. As you can tell, there's a small little bend as it curtailing coming back down. So the trajectory of this stock has definitely taken a change already. So again, very, very volatile. If you look at it, steady, and now it's curtailing off when you look at the day's performance. Let's move on. So we're at Yahoo Finance, and we're looking at GameStop had some really good stuff back in 2007. Some really good stuff. Some really good numbers back in 2007. As we move along to 2013, they also was performing very, very well. So people who stayed with GameStop has been making, some pretty good profits when it comes to their investments. Now, by far, 2021 has been the best year for GameStop already. So for those who have been investing in GameStop, this is probably the year to look to make the most money with GameStop and or hold and or sell the remaining shares that you have. Now, if you guys jumped in last Friday as it soared, and that your predictions on Monday that you were going to make, a large profit off your option trading, then you were correct. Now, performance outlook. This is where we are right here. It says performance outlook, short term, 2 weeks to 6 weeks. That is going to go up. This is from Yahoo Finance analyst. Midterm is going to move 6 weeks to 9 months is going to move sideways. Long term, 9 months or more is going to go up. Again, do I agree with this? I take it with a grain of salt because, again, those indicators of the EPS and also the closing of their stores is a large indicator that a company is not growing, is recessing. I'm going to move right down. Also, the analysts on Robinhood have this stock as overvalued. You see that it's in the red, that it's overvalued. So again, that's another indicator that this is only for a short period of time. Now, I want you to look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Right here to the right of your screen, let me move it over and blow it up. I'm going to blow it up and I want to move it over right here. Okay. So right now we're looking at the revenues and earnings of GameStop. Now, GameStop, and let me see if I can get the years in here as well. There we go. This is a better view. Better view. So right now, GameStop, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. 2017, their revenue was $7.6 billion and their earnings were $353 billion. Okay. Then if you notice the next year, look at this. Take off on, $300 million, $353 million to $34 million of earnings the very next year. So their profit has to decrease significantly throughout the years. Then listen to this. Look at the trend. 2019, earnings were a negative $673 million. So 2019 is when they started to close stores. These are tall tale signs of a business going out of business. Okay. Then 2020. Now, the reason why they haven't lost as much, but as you can tell, the earnings, they went down $471 million that they've lost. Now, it's a decrease of around $200 million from the previous year. That is because they closed a lot of stores. The only thing that helped GameStop was the pandemic. You know, when people are like, oh, so many companies have made so much off the pandemic. But then again, if you look at their revenue, $8.29 billion, 2019, then $6.47 billion, their revenue has decreased even though during the pandemic, because a lot of people had to pay bills, feed their families, and pay utilities and stuff. I mean, just random stuff. So when I look at this, I'm going to go to Zacks, and then I'm going to break this down even more so. So Zacks has this stock as a hold. For now, I do agree with Zacks as a hold. I do believe as a hold, there's still money to be made with GameStop, but you should be very, very watchful of this stock in the next month. Okay, you should be very, very watchful of this stock in the next month. So let me move right along. I just want to give you, a little bit more information about this stock because a lot of people didn't know that this was a Fortune 500 company, that GameStop was a Fortune 500 company. And here's some other things that I just wanted to, breezily Google, get some basic information about the stock. And it says here that GameStop closed 300. Let me blow this up. GameStop closed 321 stores in 2019 alone and plan on closing even more stores by the end of 2020. The company's sales have shown that they aren't nearly as profitable as they once were, and it started to show. 321 stores in 2019. So let's go back. 2019, they lost $673 million. $673 million. Revenue versus earnings. And for some people who are beginning investors, I did the research for you. I defined what earnings and revenue is. Revenue is the income a company generates before deducting expenses. It's kind of like somebody say, what's your gross pay? That's before taxes. Same thing as revenue. Revenue is the income a company generates before deducting expenses. And then what are earnings? So earnings represent the profit a company has earned, and it is calculated by subtracting the expenses, interest, and taxes from revenue. So basically, it's your growth, it's your pay after taxes when it comes to revenue and earnings. So their earnings have been negative, regardless of what their revenue is. Their earnings have been negative, regardless of their revenue. So you see the trickle effect, how they've been closing all of these darn stores. Okay. They closed 321 stores. Now, even though the GameStop is worldwide, they're in Australia, they're in Europe, they're in America, they're in Canada. Okay. We're talking about the net worth of the owner who owns it. I'm going to skip right over that. Here's another one. We have closed almost 800 stores worldwide since the beginning of 2019. That is a lot of stores to be closing. Representing both underperforming location and de-densification in certain trade areas, we expect these closures to create a more profitable footprint. And it has worked. They were stretched too thin, and now the stock is more profitable. So this business strategy, as I was trying to state earlier, has worked. They are reserving a lot of cash. And what they have done is they did a large projection over all their segments throughout the continents that they operate in. And they say, we only want to keep open the more profitable stores, the hot spots where every gamer and enthusiasts are going around buying their hard disks, buying controllers, and being part of certain packages that they have. Okay, because GameStop has changed tremendously. They used to have a lot of perks and benefits. A lot of those have went away. I used to be a big GameStop person. I mean, the only thing I used to play, I still play Madden and Call of Duty. That's all I really play. I might get into 2K, but that's just me. Okay. I stopped right there. So I want to read some of your notes, see what you guys have to say. If anybody's in the room today, we got Shina today. Good morning to you as well. And we got Learning Every Day. Thank you for moderating. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions? Again, I'm going to extend this offer. If guys want to come on with your video or without your video, there's a link in the chat room. If you click that link, you can come and join this live session with or without your video. And you can ask me any question that you want to know about GameStop or any other stock that you guys may be interested in. Because right now I'm going through my portfolio. I might just do a glance at my portfolio while we sit here. Let's see. Right now I've made 111. Oh, wow. It's still going up. GameStop is still blowing up. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to join me, you see the link in the description. But again, we're looking at GameStop. GameStop is up 80, 90%. Wow. Look where I'm at. I just invested in GameStop today, and I've already made $124. I mean, I'm making more money sitting in this chair talking to you guys than some people who are packing boxes, digging ditches, serving coffee, you name it. I'm literally making more money just doing this, talking to you guys. So again, if you guys have any questions about any stock that you probably want some of my advice, want my insight, this is the time to click that link in the chat room with or without your video, and I will answer that question to the best of my abilities, okay? But if not, I'm going to get off here and prepare for another video, probably later on today or tomorrow. Don't forget to go watch my cigar talks. I do my cigar talks on the weekends, either Friday or Saturday evenings. This random conversation, I talk about pretty much everything. Okay, I talk about pretty much everything. So you guys can go and check those out as well, random conversations. But as we can tell right here, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm literally making more money than most blue collar workers make in a day or even 2 days. This is absolutely phenomenal. And I just did it on a whim. I just had $600 in my buying power with Robinhood, and I'm just watching my money go up, literally. Like, I might just sit here and watch TV and, you know, eat breakfast, and I'm at 150 already. I told you, sometimes you got to ride the wave. That's not the best advice I can give to anybody. Riding the wave. What type of investment strategy is that? It's crazy. It's the craziest investment strategy. But I still do it. And I still make that money. Let's see. We got Mietta Jones on Facebook. She says, how much did you start with for GameStop? Well, this morning, I just simply invested $600. So if you want to see that, I'll show you my history. Where's the history at? Right here. Here's my history. 20 minutes ago, I invested $604, which gave me 5.8 stocks. Okay, because in Robinhood, you can invest in fractions. Okay, you can invest in fractions. So I bought 5.8 stocks, roughly, 5.96 shares. And already my portfolio just with GameStop, I'm up $200 as I'm talking to you. This was at 150. I mean, and this will give some people more perspective than this. And let me read Conscious Music real quick. He said, for some reason, I'm staying away from GameStop. I don't see them for the future. I don't either. But their business strategy was to close all non-profitable stores, and it's worked. And it's helped their stock to perform tremendously, okay? And it's worked. But I don't know how long this is going to work for. They closed over 800 stores worldwide. So that is a significant decrease in market share. Because some of their competitors like Nintendo, Best Buy, Walmart, Sony, because Sony and also Nintendo sell their own games on their own game stores. So that is essentially a competitor, regardless of the contracts and deals that they may have with GameStop. Thank you, Learning Every Day. Thank you for that love offering, brother. I do appreciate that. Thank you for your continual support of my platform. I do appreciate that. Let me go over my portfolio very quickly so other people can see it. Again, I'm up $200 in the last 20 minutes. I'm going to show my portfolio, and then I'm going to answer some of you guys' questions, okay? So I'm going to show you my portfolio, see where I'm at today. Okay, I am up $1,600 today. I'm not doing too bad. My plug power, I should have sold this earlier when I thought about it. But nonetheless, my plug power option was up at $355. I still have another month and a half, so to speak, expiring in March 19th. So there's still money to be made there. So for you guys to see my overall portfolio of all time, my portfolio is up 231%. Let me blow it up for you. Any investor would tell you someone who is investing at this price margin is doing fairly well. I don't believe I'm doing excellent. I know some people who their portfolio is up 500%. A lot of you continue to look at this number. I know, right? That's the money. But where the money is at is in the percentages. How is your portfolio doing? Because some of you I only got $200, $300. Exactly. That's okay, though. Are all of your stocks over 20%? So that's what I try to do is teach my clients how to invest in certain stocks and look for trends. Let's do this. I'm going to take one. I saw, he said, what about nanotechnology stocks? I'm going to do that one. Let's do nano. Here's nano imaging. Nano X imaging, learning every day. And I want to look at this. I'm up 30%. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? I'm up 30%. I was going to sell this stock last week, and I'm glad I didn't because it bounced right back like I thought it would. I did my research over the weekend, and it bounced back. My problem is I only have 3 shares, okay? And it's up 30%. There's a lot more money to remain because my total return is only $52. But again, it's up 30%. It's over 10% of where I want to be with all my stocks. Now, The question you may have is, are all of your stocks over 20%? They're not. But I can tell you the average of all of my stocks is that. Let me see a non-performing share that I'm holding on to. I don't think Blink is up at 20% yet. Let me check this very quickly. I don't think, nope, I'm not even at 1%. I'm not even at 1% when it comes to Blink Charging. Blink Charging for me is a long-term stock. So that's why I'm going to hold on to it. I see the future in electric vehicles, and I see the future in electric vehicle charging stations, okay? All right, let me look at some of your notes here. Checkpointed. We got Lottery 248 not going to sell until Friday, okay? He says that it's 140 right now. Nolan Baptiste. How you doing, Nolan? Glad to see you back in the chat, my brother. GameStop is a good investment because I buy and play a lot of games. That doesn't make it a good stock, man. People buy crack cocaine and smoking and selling. Is it a good? Never mind. I digress. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Wendell said, thanks again. My pleasure, Wendell. Not a problem. I thought I saw somebody else's question. I don't want to go over somebody's question. Okay. I think I answered all of you guys' questions. And don't forget, everyone, you can join me here. I'm going to put that link in the chat one more time. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please give this video a thumbs up, like and share. And if you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to subscribe. And for you guys that may have any questions about any stocks, I'm going to be on for probably about 5 minutes. But if you guys, the transactions are low, okay? That's what we talk about in money. The transactions are low. I'm going to go and get out before I lose, okay? What else? So again, that link that you see in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to join with or without your video, and we can just talk verbally. I'll be on here again, not too long, but nonetheless, enough for you guys to ask questions. So do you have any other questions about any other stocks? But I do believe, as Learning Every Day was asking about Nano X Imaging or just nano stocks in period, again, you're investing in the future. And believe it or not, I mean, this is a silly statement, but the future is now. The future is doing very, very well when it comes to technology, okay? So that's what we should be focusing on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see that nobody doesn't have any more questions. I might be on today with some non-financial information, but nonetheless, this is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great day.